what can we expect from Maxine? Tell us.
On September 12th, while at TIFF, once again, Ty West ended his film by showing a preview for the next chapter in his X franchise. Only this time, instead of making it nearly impossible to find for anyone who wasn't there, he gave it to Deadline as an exclusive. It isn't much, it's just a teaser as it hasn't been filmed yet, but it has been confirmed and greenlit and will most likely get it within 2 years or so, maybe sooner. And like I said earlier, I love this idea, I love the speed in which we're getting these movies. My only real hesitation at this point is, will it be different enough? When you watch Pearl and when you watch X, there's a lot of similarities, and you can understand why Pearl is like front and center in this movie. It's very much a vanity project. I only hope that doesn't take away from what we love about X. Mind you, Mia Goth is great in X, right? She plays 2 roles, but that's not the only thing that most audiences love about that movie. They love that it's based on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they really like the characters. Kid Cudi, Brittany Snow, Martin Henderson, all of them are characters that are empathetic and likable enough. They're not just body bags waiting to explode. We actually care about them. The first half of the movie, nobody even dies in X. You know, it's building up the character, and I miss that. I wish more movies did that. Now it just feels like it's all about Mia Goth. You know, and again, makes sense for Pearl. I just hope it's not too much like that in Maxine.
I'm married!
If anything, if Ty West really wants to throw us a curveball, he would pull a Psycho or a Scream and kill off Mia Goth about halfway through the movie. I don't know how he would do it, but like, screw it. I mean, she probably has to die anyway, right? I mean, if we're doing a trilogy, like a traditional type of trilogy, life, birth, death. At least for this one. Typically it's birth, life, death, but since we're doing the prequel, the next one's going to end in death. Like a lot of it. And I mean the main character, probably Maxine. I also think that based on the trailer, it's going to be very much about the end of the theatrical porno industry. You know, in the 70s, if you watch Taxi Driver, Times Square was all about just adult industry films in theaters.
You gotta be kidding.
What?
This is a dirty movie.
And in 1985, though, we had 2 technological advances, the camcorder and the VCR. And basically, they got rid of anything that was like that because it became very easy to access. Which means that Pearl's going to have a bit of a hard time on her hands if she actually wants to get her name in lights and be in the big theatrical screen. I'm sorry, Maxine, not Pearl. It gets confusing after a while. And granted, I know in X there's that scene where they say that sooner or later, you know, it's going to blow up on home media and that's what we're going to do.
We're going to make film history, not here on videotape.
But now that we're in Maxine, I don't think that's her goal anymore. I don't think she really wants to be on home video. I think she wants to be in theaters.
I need to be famous, Wayne. I deserve nice things. I have cosmopolitan taste. I want the whole world to know my name. Like Linda Carter or some shit.
And as she has to figure out, like, how are we going to navigate past that, and I think she might lose her mind and kill anybody that gets in her way. One of the things that we're kind of telling about is that if you watch that little teaser clip, there's a little play that kind of like reminds you of like a VCR or a VHS tape. And it starts in like 4x3, you know, it's like a square. But then as we reveal Maxine, it goes into like a letterbox widescreen again. As if to say that the symbolism in that is that Maxine is pushing past that VCR camcorder look. She wants theatrical. She wants to be the star.
You're never gonna be the lead story. That's what you really want, isn't it, Cotton? If you really want to be in the spotlight, just let me kill her right now. Then you're the only survivor. You're the star.
As she said in X about 100 different times,
I will not accept a life I do not deserve. I will not accept a life I do not deserve.
So I don't see her settling for less. I also hope it's not a rehash of Pearl. I really don't want Maxine to be, you know, going down the exact same path. And if she does, kill her off. Have it happen like in the first half of the movie. Have some up-and-coming star, a little bit younger than her, just kill her off, and then the movie goes in a completely different direction. You know, I just saw that movie Barbarian last week, and what people love about that movie, what I loved about that movie, is that it keeps you on your toes. You know, it keeps throwing these curveballs at you, and it does it in a smart and witty way. You know, typically when a movie does that, you lose interest because it's like, this movie's a mess, but it does it really well. People love that movie. Now, the following week, we got Pearl coming out, and you don't have any of that. Essentially, what you have is just, you know, a prelude to X. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of predictability that goes with it. You know exactly how it's going to end. And that's fine for Pearl. But now that we're in our third outing, I want a little bit of spontaneity. I want to keep it going. Do something completely off the beaten path. I think something that'd be really cool is that the House of the Devil takes place 2 years before the events of Maxine, which is in 1985. And I'd love to see some Easter eggs, right? I'd love Lena Headey to be like the 911 operator. I'd love if, you know, what's that, Lady Bird? She was in that movie. It'd be great. Greta Gershon.
It's too good to be true.
Did you ever think it is too good to be true? It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
You know, maybe play a different character. I would love, or hell, and this is a big swing, the ending of The House of the Devil, ends in a very open-ended way. Now, I know this probably wouldn't happen, but you kind of have to wonder what happened to those two characters at the end of that movie. There's a little bit of ambiguity, and it would be great if they showed up in some capacity to kind of follow up on that. Ty West has spoken earlier about making a connected universe within X. It would be kind of cool if he dabbled into some of his earlier movies as well. I really liked The House of the Devil. I have a video talking about that, and I plan on covering pretty much all the films of Ty West. In fact, that's going to be this week's poll. What movie from Ty West would you like to see us cover next? Because we have covered X, we have covered Pearl, The House of the Devil. I have seen The Sacrament. I have seen, what's that other one called? The Innkeepers. That's it. So let me know down below, which movie would you like to see us go deep dive into, and we will be bringing that to you next week. And be sure to comment down below, guys. We could really use the subs because we want to get into Disney like we said earlier. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to comment down below. What did you think of Pearl? Are you checking it out today, this weekend? Comment down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been John here on Ending Explained. You just got burned here on Burns Reviews, and we will see you next time.
What I can tell you is that we're going to catch up with Maxine, and we're going to find out what she's up to. Maxine will be more about within the industry itself and the boom of